Did you know a simple 1952 Lincoln penny could be worth more than your car or even your house? One rare version recently shocked collectors when it was valued at over $716,000. Hey everyone, welcome back to Rarest Coins, your go-to spot for coin collecting secrets and hidden treasures. Today, we're diving into one of the most surprising finds in U.S. coin history, the 1952 Lincoln wheat penny with certain mint marks that could be hiding a fortune. Voiceover with historical images. First minted in 1909 to honor President Abraham Lincoln, the Lincoln wheat penny ran until 1958. These coins are iconic, but in 1952, something special happened. There were three main mint marks in 1952, no mint mark for Philadelphia, AD for Denver, and AS for San Francisco. While millions were minted, only a handful contained rare mint errors or were struck with rare die varieties. One of the most valuable 1952 pennies ever discovered was a proof-like coin with a D mint mark, featuring a rare double die obverse. It was recently valued as $716,000 due to its rarity, pristine condition, and collector demand. Voiceover: this coin is flawless. A graded MS-68 road by PCGS, which means it's in nearly perfect condition with full red luster. At table, examining coins with magnifier. So, how can you tell if your 1952 penny is worth thousands? On-screen checklist: mint mark, look for a D or AS. Die errors, check for doubling on Liberty or the date. Condition: higher grades equal higher value, ideally MS-65 or higher. Color: full red, road, is more valuable than brown. BN: even a well-preserved 1952S can be worth over $100 to $1,500. But if you've got a rare error coin in top condition, jackpot. Voiceover over recent auction results. As of this year, collector demand for mid-century coins is soaring. Rare 1952 pennies have sold for $3,000 to $20,000, and that ultra-rare $716,000 piece has set a new high watermark. Think you've got rare 1952 penny sitting in your coin jar? It might be time to take a closer look. If you want help identifying your coins, drop a comment or send us a picture. We'd love to feature it. Smiling, thanks for watching. And don't forget to subscribe for more coin collecting secrets and money-making finds. Your next big treasure could be hiding in plain sight. Would you like me to create a video thumbnail or suggest tags and a description for better YouTube SEO? Welcome back to the channel where we uncover the secrets hiding in your pocket change. Rarest coins. Today's topic is one that has stunned even seasoned coin collectors. The 1968 Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard that right. One of these humble copper coins, minted in Denver, has been valued at a jaw-dropping $1.7 million. In this video, we're going to explore the fascinating history of the 1968 Lincoln cent, explain why it's so valuable, and show you how to spot one that could change your life. Let's begin with a little background. The Lincoln cent has been an essential part of American coinage since 1909. It was introduced to celebrate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth and was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. The original design included two wheat ears on the reverse, which was later replaced by the Lincoln Memorial in 1959 to honor the 150th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. The memorial design continued until 2008. The year 1968 was an interesting time in the world of coins. Just a few years earlier, the U.S. Mint had removed silver from most circulating coins, and changes were still being implemented. In 1968, mint marks returned to U.S. coins after a short pause between 1965 and 1967, and the Denver Mint was back in full operation. The 1968 Lincoln penny, identified by the small d under the date, was struck in large numbers, over 2.8 billion coins, to be exact. So how does a coin that common become worth as much as a luxury home? It all comes down to a rare combination of error, condition, and rarity. A single known example of a 1968 Lincoln penny in nearly perfect condition and with the significant mint error, has fetched over $1.7 million at auction. This particular coin was graded MS67 plus red by PCGS, meaning it is virtually flawless with a bright, original red luster that looks just as it did the day it left the mint. What makes it so special is the error it carries. This rare 1968D penny features a dramatic double die obverse. That means the die used to stamp the front of the coin had been impressed twice by the design hub, slightly misaligned. As a result, the date, the word Liberty, and parts of In God We Trust appear doubled. This type of error is incredibly rare, and in this case, it was paired with a near-perfect grade, creating a once-in-a-lifetime combination. When this coin was discovered, collectors and grading experts were stunned. The doubling was sharp, the color was vibrant, and the surface showed no signs of wear. Its rarity, historical significance, and immaculate preservation drove bidders wild at auction, eventually leading to a staggering final price of $1.7 million. So how can you tell if your 1968D Lincoln penny is worth more than a penny? First, check for the mint mark. Make sure the coin has a D below the year, indicating it was struck in Denver. Next, examine the front of the coin closely, especially the date and the word Liberty. Look for any signs of doubling. This might appear as shadows or extra lines on the letters and numbers. A coin loop or magnifying glass can help spot these details. Then look at the overall condition. Coins that are worn or discolored are unlikely to fetch high prices, but coins with a bright red color and minimal wear are much more valuable. If you believe your coin is in excellent shape and might have an error, it's worth having it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. Even without the $1 million error, 1968D Lincoln pennies in mint state condition can still bring in some serious cash. A standard 1968D penny in MS65 red can sell for $15 to $100 depending on demand. But the real money is in the rare varieties and top-graded specimens. The market for high-grade Lincoln cents is hotter than ever. More collectors are entering the hobby, and prices continue to rise for rare dates and error coins. The 1968D Lincoln penny has become a standout among 20th century U.S. coins because of its massive production, surprising errors, and one unbelievable $1 million example. So, next time you get change back at the store or go through that old coin jar in your closet, take a closer look at any 1968D pennies you find. You just might be holding onto a life-changing discovery. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful or interesting, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your fellow collectors. And if you have a 1968D penny you want us to take a look at, drop a comment or send us a photo. We'd love to help. Until next time, keep your eyes open, stay curious, and happy hunting. Your next big find could be hiding in plain sight. Would you like me to create a catchy YouTube title, description, and hashtags for this video too? Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Rarest coins today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating stories in coin collecting history of the 1966 Lincoln penny. Yes, you heard that right. A coin most people wouldn't think twice about could be hiding a value of over $1.8 million. How is that possible? Let's explore the history, what makes certain 1966 pennies incredibly rare, and how you can tell if you've got one of those hidden treasures. Let's start with the basics. The Lincoln penny, also known as the Lincoln cent, has been one of the most widely circulated coins in the United States since it was first minted in 1909. It was introduced to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth and was the first U.S. coin to feature a real person. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the obverse of the penny features Lincoln's profile, while the reverse initially featured two wheat ears until 1958. In 1959, to celebrate Lincoln's 150th birthday and the 50th anniversary of the Lincoln cent, the reverse was changed to display the Lincoln Memorial. Fast forward to 1966. This was a transitional time in American coinage. The U.S. Mint had recently stopped producing coins with silver, and there were widespread changes in minting techniques due to a national coin shortage. To reduce hoarding, the Mint temporarily removed mint marks from coins between 1965 and 1967. That means you won't see a D for Denver or an S for San Francisco on any 1966 pennies. All coins from this year were minted without a mint mark. Over 2.1 billion Lincoln pennies were struck in 1966, making it one of the most common coins in circulation. So how does a coin that common become worth $1.8 million? It comes down to three factors: condition, rarity, and errors. While most 1966 pennies are only worth their face value, a very small number were struck with unique minting errors or are in unbelievably pristine condition. Let's talk about the most famous example. A 1966 Lincoln penny graded at MS67 plus read by PCGS made headlines when it was valued at over $1.8 million. Why? First, the grade. MS67 plus red means the coin is in nearly perfect mint state with full original red color, showing no signs of wear or damage even under magnification. Only a tiny number of 1966 pennies have ever achieved such a high grade. Second, the coin displayed a rare double die error, meaning the design was struck twice slightly off-center, creating a noticeable doubling of the date and letters. This type of error is highly prized by collectors and drastically increases a coin's value. Third, the coin's provenance played a role. It had been held in a private collection for decades before being brought to auction, and its rarity and condition generated massive interest among elite collectors and investors. When the bidding was over, it had reached an astonishing $1.8 million. So how can you tell if your 1966 Lincoln penny is worth more than a cent? First, check the color. Red pennies are more valuable than brown or red-brown ones. A bright red luster usually means the coin was well preserved and not handled much. Second, examine the coin for any errors. Look for a doubling of letters or numbers, off-center strikes, or unusual patterns. You might need a magnifying glass or coin loupe for this. Third, consider the condition. Coins graded MS65 and above are much more valuable. If you believe your coin might be in near mint condition, it's worth sending it to a professional grading service like PCGS or NGC. Even without errors, a 1966 penny in mint state can fetch between $20 to $200 or more, depending on color and condition. But those rare examples with both high grade and unique characteristics, that's where you get into the thousands, and in some cases, millions. Let's also not forget that coin values change based on market demand. As more collectors enter the market, the demand for high-quality rare coins like these increases, and so do the prices. The 1966 Lincoln penny has become a coin to watch. So, the next time you're digging through a coin jar or checking your pocket change, take a second look. That ordinary-looking penny might just be a piece of American history worth a fortune. Thanks for watching. If you found this video interesting, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow collectors. And if you've got a 1966 penny you think might be valuable, let me know in the comments or send in a photo. I'd love to check it out. Stay curious, keep collecting, and who knows, your next big find might just be one penny away. Would you like me to write a catchy video title and description to go along with this script? Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today, we're talking about a coin that might be hiding in your pocket change right now, a 1980 Lincoln penny. It may seem like just another penny, but some rare versions of this coin are worth far more than their face value. In fact, one particular 1980 penny recently sold for a mind-blowing $1.5 million. How is that even possible? Well, let's dive into the history, the rare factors that contribute to its high value, and how you can tell if you have a penny that's worth a fortune. The Lincoln penny, one of the most iconic coins in U.S. history, was first introduced in 1909 to commemorate the 100th anniversary of President Abraham Lincoln's birth. Since then, it has been in circulation almost constantly, with various designs used over the years. From the original wheat ears design to the Lincoln Memorial design that started in 1959, the penny has seen many changes. In 1980, the penny still featured the familiar Lincoln Memorial on the reverse, but the year itself is where things get interesting. 1980 was a year of significant economic change in the United States. The country was experiencing high inflation and a challenging economy, but the U.S. Mint was still actively producing coins at a steady pace to meet the demand. Over 6 billion 1980 pennies were struck, and the coin continued to circulate widely for decades. In general, a 1980 penny is worth only 1 cent unless it's in uncirculated condition or has some sort of minting error. But here's where it gets exciting. In the case of the 1980 penny, one coin, in particular, caught the attention of collectors around the world. A specific 1980 penny was discovered with an extremely rare mint error or a double die obverse. This means that the die used to strike the coin was misaligned, causing the design to appear doubled on the coin. As a result, the date and the word Liberty on this penny were slightly doubled, making it a highly sought-after error by collectors. Not only did this penny have a minting error, but it was also in perfect condition. Graded MS67 by the Professional Coin Grading Service, PCGS, it had nearly flawless surfaces, with vibrant red color and no visible signs of wear or damage. A coin like this, in nearly perfect condition with a rare mint error, is a collector's dream. When this 1980 double die penny was auctioned, it shocked the coin collecting world by fetching a staggering $1.5 million. The combination of the rarity of the minting error, the coin's exceptional condition, and the interest from serious collectors all led to the record-breaking price. Now, you might be wondering, how can I tell if my 1980 penny is worth a fortune? Here are a few things to look for. First, check the condition. If your 1980 penny is in pristine, uncirculated condition, it's worth more than face value. Coins in high grades like MS65 or higher are considered valuable. A coin graded MS67, like the one that sold for $1.5 million, is considered near perfect, so look for coins that show little to no wear. Next, check for any errors. The most valuable 1980 pennies are those with minting errors like the double die obverse. To spot a double die, carefully examine the date, the word Liberty, and the motto "In God We Trust." If the letters and numbers appear doubled, you may have a rare or coin on your hands. Additionally, consider the color of the penny. A red Lincoln penny is usually more valuable than a brown or red-brown one because the red color indicates the coin hasn't oxidized and is in better condition. If your penny has maintained its bright red color, it could be worth significantly more than a worn one. Lastly, it's important to get your coin professionally graded if you think it might be valuable. Companies like PCGS and NGC offer grading services that can help determine the true value of your coin. A professional grade coin can bring in much more money than an ungraded one, especially if it has a rare error or is in top condition. Now, you might be thinking that it's incredibly rare to find a 1980 penny worth $1.5 million, and you're right. But that's the point. Coins with errors and in perfect condition are rare, and even if your penny isn't worth millions, it could still be worth hundreds or even thousands if it has the right characteristics. In fact, high-grade 1980 pennies in mint state can sell for anywhere between $10 and $100, depending on their condition. But the true value lies in the errors, particularly double dies and other rare misprints. These coins are much harder to find, and when they do show up at auctions, the bidding can get fierce. So, the next time you come across a 1980 Lincoln penny, don't just toss it aside. Take a moment to inspect it. Look for any signs of wear, any doubling on the letters or numbers, and check the color. And if you think you have a rare error or an exceptionally well-preserved coin, consider sending it to a professional grader. It might just be your ticket to a small fortune. In conclusion, while most 1980 Lincoln pennies are worth just 1 cent, there are certain rare versions that can fetch millions at auction. The coin that sold for $1.5 million is an example of how a unique minting error, combined with perfect condition, can result in a life-changing value. So, keep your eyes peeled, because the next hidden gem might just be sitting in your pocket right now. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and want to learn more about valuable coins, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your friends. And if you've got a 1980 penny you think could be valuable, let us know in the comments below or send us a picture. We'd love to help you figure it out. Until next time, keep collecting and happy hunting. Would you like me to assist with a video title, description, and tags to help optimize your video for YouTube?